Hello，正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，大家好，我是取得了8次托福口语满分的吴奇。那么今天为你准备了什么样的托福口语的题目呢？我们一起来看一下吧。
Talk about a book you have read that was important to you for some reason. Explain why the book was important to you. Give specific details and examples to explain your answer.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, an important book that I have read is Harry Potter. It's important because I had so much fun while reading it. The whole story just takes place in the magic world, and everyone has magic power. So while reading the book, it just felt like taking a break from the reality.And besides, the book is important because I learned the importance of friendship. I realized that friends are the ones who can help us when we need them. So I think Harry Potter is quite an important book. 好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出的这段满分回答。接下来需要屏幕前的你做些什么呢？那就是要跟读和模仿这段录音。放一句录音，跟读模仿一句，再放一句录音，再来跟读模仿一句啊。所有的整段录音呢，反复模仿5至7遍。这样的话呢，相信屏幕前的你就可以掌握其中的单词、短语和句型。那么持之以恒的话呢，我相信在你的托福口语考试当中，你就会把这些单词、短语和句型自如的、流利的应用出来。那么我觉得你离托福口语的高分就不再遥远了。Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，大家好，我是取得了8次托福口语满分的吴奇。那么今天为你准备了什么样的托福口语的题目呢？我们一起来看一下吧。
What characteristics do you think make someone a good parent? Explain why these characteristics are important to you.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think a good parent should first be very healthy. I mean, they should have a healthy lifestyle. Because only in this case they can make sure their kids have a healthy lifestyle too. They will encourage their kids to have healthy diets. They will encourage their kids to work out more. So this is actually quite important.And besides, I think a good parent should never stop learning. I mean, this parent should have a good habit of reading and learning and develop new skills. Only in this case, they can set up a good example to their kids. 好的，那么以上呢就是Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，大家好，我是取得了8次托福。来看一下吧。
What do you miss most about your home when you are away? Use specific details in your explanation.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, when I am away from home, I would really miss my friend. This is because we used to have such a good time together. Like during the weekends, we would go out together, we would watch some movies and do some sports. So I would really miss the good time that we used to have. And also, I would miss them because they used to help me a lot when I have troubles. No matter it's a difficulty in my life, such as, a painful breakup, or it could be like a difficult physics problem. My friends always help me with that. Therefore, I would really miss them when I am away from home. Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小
Talk about a book you have read that was important to you for some reason. Explain why the book was important to you. Give specific details and examples to explain your answer.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, an important book that I have read is Harry Potter. It's important because I had so much fun while reading it. The whole story just takes place in the magic world, and everyone has magic power. So while reading the book, it just felt like taking a break from the reality. And besides, the book is important because I learned the importance of friendship. I realized that friends are the ones who can help us when we need them. So I think Harry Potter is quite an important book. 好的，那么 Hello，正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，大家好。今天问题，我们一起来看一下吧。
Talk about a place you enjoyed going to or visiting when you were a child. Describe the place. Explain why you enjoyed it.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I would like to visit the neighborhood park when I was a child because this place was quite relaxing. Whenever I went to the park, I could see the green trees, I could see a lot of flowers, and I could also enjoy the blue sky and the fresh air. And so it could always help me to empty my mind. And besides, I often went to the place because I could have fun. I could play with my friends. We could play hide and seek. We could have a picnic there. So when I think about this place, it's always the good memories. Therefore, I would like to go to this neighborhood park when I was a child. 好的。Hello， 正在备考托福口语题目呢，我们一起来看一下吧。
Talk about a photograph or painting you have seen that was memorable. Explain what you liked or disliked about it.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I really like this family picture, which was taken, at the beach during the last family holiday. I like this picture because it brings me back those sweet memories. My parents and I were having a good time on the beach. My mom was doing some sunbathing. I was actually building a sand castle, and my father was actually playing the beach volleyball. We all felt really happy and really relaxed at the time. So that's why whenever I look at a picture, it brings me joy. Therefore, this family picture is quite important to me. 好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，来看一下吧。
If friends from another country were going to spend time in your country, what city or place would you suggest they visit? Using details and examples, explain why.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think this foreigner should just come to my hometown, Beijing. This is because he can learn about Chinese culture as well as history. Because in Beijing, there are lots of historical sites, like the Great Wall. So by visiting those places, he could learn the history of China, like what happened in the past. And also, they should come to Beijing because they will have a good time here. There are lots of amusement parks, so he could visit those places and let's say ride the roller coaster. So I am sure he will have a good time in my hometown. 好的，那么以上呢 Hello，正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，大家好，我是取得了8次。今天为你准备了什么样的托福口语的题目呢？我们一起来看一下吧。
Talk about a time when a friend or family member helped you in the past. Describe how the person helped you, then explain why this was important to you.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, a little over a year ago, I decided to study abroad. And my father really helped me a lot with that. First of all, he spent a lot of time studying English with me. He would check the vocabulary. He would test my listening and speaking. So with his help, I improved quite a lot. And also, my father helps me by paying for my tuition. You know, it was quite expensive, and he was really generous. And now, with my father's help, I could study abroad and realize my dream. So this was a time that another person had helped me. 好的，那么以上呢 Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴。
Talk about an important experience that you recently had. Describe what happened and explain why it was important to you.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, last semester I went to study in America. I was an exchange student. This was quite an important experience because it really helped me to improve my English. You know, I took the English classes there. I practiced English with my classmates and my friends. So now I could speak much better than before. And also I met some great friends during my study there. You know, we hung out every day after class. We played basketball together. So it was really a great memory and a great experience. 好的，那么以上呢就是Hello， 正在备考。
Talk about a time when you accomplished something you did not think you could do. What did you accomplish? Why did you think you could not do it?
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, an accomplishment that I could think of was studying in America. About 2 years ago, I overcame a lot of difficulties and challenges to realize this dream. Well, back then, I didn't think I could do it because my English was not very good. I couldn't understand the reading passage of the TOEFL test, and I had troubles with the listening section as well. But after working very hard, I improved my English. And also, I didn't think I could do it because I didn't have the money. But my parents were really generous and they offered to pay my tuition. So this is my accomplishment. 好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出的这段满分回答。Hello， 正在备考。
What is the most efficient type of transportation in your country? Explain why you think it is efficient. Include specific reasons or examples.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think the most efficient type of transportation must be the subway. It's efficient because it's very fast. Subway runs in the tunnels underground, so they don't have to stop for traffic jams. In this case, people can just get to their destination much faster. And also, I think subway is really efficient because it can carry lots of people at the same time. The train can carry several thousands of people. So it's really helpful for the rush hours. 好的，那么以上呢就是 Hello，正在备考托福口语的小伙伴。
Sport or other group activity that is played in your country. Explain why you think the activity is enjoyable.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, lots of people in my country play basketball. I think it's enjoyable because it's just so exciting to watch. Lots of players going after the ball, and they're trying to use their skills and their experiences to disguise their opponents. So it's just really fun to watch this. And besides, it's enjoyable because it can help people to forget about their stress. No matter it's the player or the audience, people can just forget about their problems in life and focus on the game. So it's like taking a break. Hello，正在备考托福。
Many different types of books, such as mystery, biography, romance, etc. Of all the different types of books that there are, what type do you most enjoy? Explain why.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Honestly, I really enjoy reading fiction. Because fiction usually has got really interesting plots. Take Harry Potter as an example. The whole story just takes place in the magic world. Everyone has the magical power. So it's just fascinating to read that kind of stories because I can just take a break from the reality. And also, fiction has got really interesting characters. Like there is a dragon who can blow fire, and there is a tree that can speak our language. So it's just fun to read fiction. 好的。Hello，正在。
People make friends in many different ways. What do you think is a good way to make new friends? Use specific details and examples in your response.
Begin speaking after the beep.
I think the best way of making new friends is to join a club. Because by joining a club, one can meet a lot of people with the same interest. So they can talk about their common interest, such as a sport, or maybe playing a musical instrument. So these common interests or common topics can quickly bring people together. And besides, by joining a club, people get to meet each other regularly, like every week, so they can spend enough time together. As a result, it can help them to become friends. So the best way to make friends is by joining a club. 好的。Hello，正在备考托福。
If you could have any job or career you wanted, which would you choose and why? Give specific details to explain your response.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I would like to become a university professor. This is because professors have long vacation in my country. Most of them can take the summer off. So every year they can have really long vacation. As a result, they can do the things they like, such as traveling around the world. And besides, I would like to do this job because I can feel good about myself, since I can help my students succeed every day. In this case, it can just bring me the sense of achievement that I am looking for. Therefore, I would like to become a university professor. 好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出的这段满分回答。Hello.
Talk about a special opportunity that was given to you. Explain why the opportunity was important.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, when I was in high school, I was given a very special opportunity so I could study abroad for a year. I went to the United States and studied at a local high school there. This opportunity was quite important to me because it really helped me to improve my English. I took many English classes there. And I also used English and practiced English every day. As a result, I could speak much better than before. So this is a very special opportunity to me.
好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天
Imagine your life 10 years in the future. Talk about one way you think your life will be different in 10 years than it is now. Use details to explain your answer.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, after 10 years, I think I will be living abroad instead. So this is the one way that my life will be so different. And if that happens, I will be having totally different friends. I will be making friends with local people, like foreigners. So it could be quite fun and even challenging to me. And besides, if I choose to live abroad, I will also be using different languages. Instead of speaking my mother tongue, I will be using English every day, like at work, at coffee shops. So, it can be quite fascinating too. Therefore, living abroad will be one way my life will be different in 10 years.
好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出的这段。Hello， 一起来看一下吧。
Talk about a skill or ability that you consider especially important for a student to have. Use details and examples to explain your answer.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think time management skills is really important for a student to have because students are so very busy in university. They have to go to different classes. They have to finish group projects or assignments. Some of them may even have club activities or they have to do part-time jobs. So it really requires them to have good time management skills to feed all these many activities into their daily schedule. And also with good time management skills, they can also find time to relax, try to balance their study and their play. So it's really important.
好的，那么以上 Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴，我们一起来看一下吧。
Choose a quality you think makes someone a valuable member of a team. Explain why you think it is an important quality for a team or group member to have.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think it is really important for a team member to be easygoing. This is because group project usually takes months to be completed. So that means they really have to, get along with each other. And by being easygoing, this person can make friends with all the team members. So in this case, I am sure no one will have any troubles. And besides, by being easygoing, everyone can just get along perfectly. They can all become friends, so they can also have some fun, once they finish their group project. For example, they can meet for dinner, for coffee, or everything. So this can just, provide more joy to the already boring task. 好的，那么。Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，大家好，我是取得了8次。
Talk about an important news event that happened recently in your country. Describe the event and explain why it was important.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think an important news event was that the Disney park recently opened a store in a big city called Shanghai. I think this news is quite important because it made so many kids happy. Because those kids could come to the park and see a lot of cartoon characters, such as the Mickey Mouse. So they can have a good time. Besides, this is an important story because it is so good for the local economy. It can create more jobs and attract a lot of tourists. Therefore, I think this news is quite important. 好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所。
Talk about one way your personality has changed since you were a child. Use examples and details to explain your answer.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I have become more outgoing. When I was little, I was really, really shy, and my face would turn red when I'm talking to people. But now I have become more outgoing. This is because I have tried to make so many friends during my high school. I have got really amazing classmates who are outgoing, and I started to hang out with them after school. So gradually, I have become more outgoing as well. And now I really enjoy this because I feel confident when I speak to people, and I have made so many friends. 好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出的这段满分回答。Hello， 正在备考。
Place in your town where people like to go. Describe the place and explain why people enjoy going there.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, a popular gathering place in my town must be the Zhongshan Park. Lots of people like to go there. This is because the place is just very beautiful. It has lots of trees and also different kinds of flowers. So people always come here to appreciate the beautiful view. And besides, people like to come here because, they want to do some exercises. They can come here to jog, or they can just simply come here to take a walk. No matter what they do, they can always try to stay healthy. Therefore, the Zhongshan Park is a popular gathering place in my town. 好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天。Hello， 正在。
Students often want to get better grades in their classes. Explain what students should do in order to improve their performance in a class.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, there are a lot of things that students can do to improve their grades. First of all, they should take very good notes during the class. Because after the class, they can read the key points on the notes and review what they have learned. So this can help them to get better grades from their tests. And also, I think students should ask for some extra help from their teacher if they need to. Because the teacher can help the students to identify the problems and also offer solutions. In this case, one can get much better grades.
好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天Hello， 正在备考托福口。
But are interested in reading. Explain why you are interested in reading.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I would love to read a book about happiness. Honestly, I don't remember its name, but my friend has told me about it several times. I would like to read this book about happiness because, generally speaking, I want to be happy. I want to live a very happy life. I think this is a goal that everyone has, to have more joy, to have more exciting moments, and to have less stress. So I think by reading that book, maybe I could learn a thing or two about how to stay happy. And also by reading the book, hopefully I can become an expert on a topic, so I can help more people to become happy. Therefore, this book about happiness, is the one that I want to read.
好的，那么以上呢
Think of a book that you have not read but are interested in reading. Explain why you are interested in reading.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I would love to read a book about happiness. Honestly, I don't remember its name, but my friend has told me about it several times. I would like to read this book about happiness because, generally speaking, I want to be happy. I want to live a very happy life. I think this is a goal that everyone has, to have more joy, to have more exciting moments, and to have less stress. So I think by reading that book, maybe I could learn a thing or two about how to stay happy. And also by reading the book, hopefully I can become an expert on a topic, so I can help more people to become happy. Therefore, this book about happiness, is the one that I want to read.
好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出。Hello， 正在备。
You do not admire. Explain why you do not like this person's work. Use specific details and reasons in your response.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Although Peter is a very popular singer in my country, I just do not like his works.
A popular actor, musician, or artist whose work you do not admire. Explain why you do not like this person's work. Use specific details and reasons in your response.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Although Peter is a very popular singer in my country, I just do not like his works. I don't like his songs because they are always about the same thing. He always sings about those sad things in life, like a painful breakup or some sad love, sad stories. I just get very depressed whenever I listen to his music. And since it's always about the same thing, I don't know, I just think it's boring. I feel bored. I can easily guess what's going to happen next. So these are the reasons why I do not appreciate Peter's work.
好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出的这段。Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，大家好。 我们一起来看一下吧。
Students have to complete various types of academic assignments in school. Choose one of the assignments below and explain why you think it is beneficial for students. Research paper, class presentation, group project.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think doing the group project is actually the most beneficial to all students. This is because while doing group projects, they can improve their teamwork skills. Because in a group, they have to get along with different group members. They have to learn how to communicate with each one of them. So this can make students better team players, and this can actually benefit them a lot in their future career. So I think out of all three assignments, group project is actually the most beneficial.
好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出的这段满分回答。Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们，大家好。
Do you think would be most rewarding? University professor, environmental scientist, newspaper journalist. Choose one career and explain why you think it would be most rewarding. Use details and examples to support your answer.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think university professor is actually the most rewarding job out of all these three. First of all, I think it's very rewarding financially. Professors in my country can make more than $100,000 a year. So I think with this much money, they can have a very comfortable life. And also, I think this job can bring people a lot of sense of achievement, because professors get to teach students, they get to help students to succeed. And when students eventually do, they will just feel so proud of themselves. That's why I think university professor is actually the most rewarding job.
好的，那么以上。Hello， 正在备考托福口语。
Asked for your advice. What do you think is the most important characteristic of a good neighborhood? Use details and examples to explain your answer.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think the most important characteristic of a good place to live is that this area must be really, really quiet. First of all, living in a quiet area, can help us to focus. As students, we are quite busy. We have to complete lots of assignments. And when we do, we need a quiet environment to focus and to finish our work. And besides, by living in a quiet area, people can get good rests. At night, they can enjoy a good night of sleep. They won't be waken up by some car honking or people shouting. So they can have enough energy for the next day.
好的，那么 Hello。
Parents need to make sure their children lead healthy lives. What can parents do to help their children have healthy lifestyles?
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, there are many things that parents can do to make sure their kids have a healthy life. First of all, I think parents should be really, really active. They should, exercise quite often, and they also should encourage their kids to exercise with them. In this case, their kids can keep fit. And also, I think parents should cook healthy food, like providing a balanced diet to their kids. They should cook a lot of vegetables instead of just buying junk food for their kids. So these are the things that parents can do to make sure their kids have a healthy lifestyle.
好的，那么以上呢就是我们今天所给出的这段慢。Hello.
Students often like to study with others in a group. What do you think are the benefits of group study?
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think there are lots of benefits of group studies. First of all is that students can learn each other's tricks. For example, they can learn how their group members take notes or how their group members study for an exam. So this can help them to improve their own skills and become a better students. And besides, I think in group studies, we can help each other. If we are stuck, a group member can just lend a helping hand, and we can just work out the question together. So in this case, we can solve the problem right away, and it really saves time.
Hello， 正在备考托福口语的小伙伴们。
A friend of yours wants to go to university next year, but cannot decide on a major field of study. What advice would you give your friend to help make this decision?
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, if my friend doesn't know what to study, I would just suggest him to study whatever he likes, whatever he's passionate about. Because by studying the subject that he likes, he will just feel very happy every day. He will be happy to learn. So in this case, I am sure that he can enjoy his college life. And besides, he should study whatever he likes because this can make him more successful. In this case, he will be more willing to learn. He will be driven to learn more in this field, so he can easily become an expert. Therefore, I will just tell him to study whatever he likes.
好的，那么以上呢就是。Hello， 正在备考。
As library. Do you think this is a good idea? Explain why or why not.
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I believe it is a great idea to open a cafe in the campus library. This is because it's very convenient. After the cafe is open, students can go there and grab a drink or grab something to eat. It's just much easier than going to those off-campus places. Besides, opening this cafe can help students to make some money. They can apply for jobs there and make some money on the side. So they can save some money up for their tuition or their textbooks. Therefore, I think it is a great idea to open this cafe.
好的，那么以上呢。Hello， 正在备
Year off to travel before starting university. Do you think this is a good idea? Why or why not?
Begin speaking after the beep.
Well, I think it would be a great idea to take a year off to do some traveling before my friend starts university. This is because during this year, he can just relax himself. because by going on different trips, he could see the beautiful view, such as the blue sky, such as the beautiful beach. So in this case, he can just relax himself. And besides, going on a trip for a year can help him to learn different cultures and customs. He can taste delicious local food and also celebrate some local festivals. And this is going to be fun.